Ready to go? Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. August 4th, 2026, Utilities Board. We don't have any citizens that I see. Approval of minutes from July 7th. Have you guys had time to look over those? We're going to do both of them. I don't think we have to approve the class that we had before, but I think we'll just put it in with the minutes. Do you have any questions? Entertain a motion. Justin, second. Josh, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of payments. Do we have any questions on the payments? I have a couple. The $10,921 check to the Department of Natural Resources.
It's the primacy fee while the yearly fee.
Okay.
It's based on the meters we have.
Okay. So that's, we get, every so often we get a whammy from them? Okay. And I saw we had a bill from 12/31 of 25 for fixing a well.
Yes, I believe that invoice went to People Service and then
It took them 7 months to get it back?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious. I mean, it's pretty good. It's $9,700. Okay. And the only other thing I had was the, evidently we put a new pump in at the treatment plant? Yes. $36,430. Okay. I assume you'll talk about that when we get to the People's Service, or you may not, but some, okay.
Well, and Greg is out, he's at mandatory training this week. But just, so we don't have to get it done. This is for the lift station that's inside the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
Basically transfers the sludge.
Gotcha.
We had replaced the rails on it, previously.
Okay.
And the pump.
Okay.
He's in the process of getting it replaced, so that's now in operation.
Okay. I figured it was something like that. You guys got any questions?
I just had one about 5 days for water meter setters. It doesn't say how many we got, but it was $2,300. Is that the price of one setter? Or, no, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many those are. 5.
Is it Core Main?
What was the date on that, Josh?
We can find out, and then what we can do is email you with the information.
Okay. Just checking to see, surely one more than that. No, it's not. And as we're replacing these, putting in the new meters, then we come across those setters. You remember some of them? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the ones that we can replace the shut-off valve, we purchased a tool where you can do those live, where you don't have to trip it off. That's for those that we can, replace the valve. As you probably remember, there's some that didn't even have
Okay, any other questions? I would entertain a motion, pass the bills, pay the bills. Josh, second? Justin? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Lyle, I guess your people service tonight?
Yeah, Greg's in mandatory training, at the corporate, at People Service Corporate. Just a couple of highlights. They completed the school day for a total of 37,054 feet. They focused on areas, everything north of I-44 and the rest of the 42 south of I-44 that wasn't completed last year. They did hydrant flushing on 23 hydrants. They focused on more than one this year. That's the last time we met. We had two main breaks on Hunt Street. So the first one, we ran into a whole bunch of stuff we didn't even realize was there. So there's a main that runs east and west, in the alley, at Hunt Street. We always knew that there was one water main that ran from the north up to Eldon. Off of that, there's the second that runs north off of that line up to Eldon. So we've got it in the works to try and figure out where that second line runs to, whether it just goes up and ends, or what, but they're both actually right. So while we were working on that, they had to, basically rebuild a bunch of that water main down upstream. And then, of course, that's an old, transite line, roughly a week later, there was another crack that was roughly 3 foot away from the valve that getting installed. So, the guys got in there and got that fixed, and since then, we got mechanical fixed the car. There's also, a leaking service line at the corner of South Jackson and West Side. Other than that, day-to-day operation.
Okay. You gonna go ahead and do your public's work, or was that all of it?
That's my partner, Grant. We're in the process of continuing tree trimming along East James and then along F Street. We did a 3-phase, line rebuild, on the north side of F Street. And we finally completed all the electric for Amazon.
Okay. Anybody else got anything for Lyle?
I hear our meter testing that comes up. It is actually we're gonna have a brief on the report on Friday morning. He's supposed to be here early. I've got a floodplain mapping training that I gotta sit in on starting at 9 o'clock.
I'm
So
ready.
hopefully,
I'm ready then.
so hopefully I can sit in on most of it, but Ian will be here.
I've done my research.
You all right?
I have lots of questions.
Good.
Okay. Leanne?
Yeah, I have lots of questions for him. He's actually already given us the study, so I've actually been talking to Jay Turner and have lots of questions for him. Not much is going, I mean, a lot is going on. Just to let you know, we had to close the drive-through for customer service. We did have, I think I told you earlier that we had an air conditioner go down in the customer service area. So it's been really hot in that area. So we had to close the drive-throughs to keep it sort of cool in that area. So if you hear some grumblings, that's why. So we are trying to get that, we're doing a Band-Aid, but hopefully next fiscal year, we're gonna try to, try to not patch, but try to put in a new HVAC. We actually need 2 new HVACs. We need a lot of new things in that city hall.
So, just so everybody understands, we did bring in a portable air conditioner
think you're up for you again. I don't think we have any unfinished business, do we? Well, you're ready. You too, you're again.
Sure. So this is resolution number 26.0017. It's recommending to City Council to approve a pole attachment agreement with the City of St. James and Socket Telecom, which is doing business as Socket Fiber. And I actually have Kurt, I'm gonna mess up your last name. Bremer, thank you so much. Kurt is here tonight as a representative with Socket, and it's my understanding that they want to be on every single pole. If you can.
I'm sure it's going to
No. Yeah, I'm putting it that it's for every single plan. This is our template agreement that we have for all of our pole agreements. I will tell you that after the last pole agreement that we had with Brightspeed, there is one change that we made, and I will honestly, I'm going to say this, we've been working very closely with Toth and Associates. They are our consultant, and I've been working with them on the pole attachment agreement. They did make one little adjustment. They made a recommendation, I should say, to our pole attachment agreement, which I have put in here, and I'll tell you what that attachment agreement is. But I also want to say, I'm going to give a little bit of kudos to Socket. They had nothing but good things to say about Socket and the relationship that they have had in other cities with Socket as well. So I wanted to put that out there. But one of the things that has come and that we've added in here is that, as you know, our electric section is a six-man team. And they do not have the time or the means to chase after the companies that come in here and attach to our poles and make sure that they're, help me, Lyle, if I'm not saying this correctly. Yeah, do what they're supposed to be doing. And so what we're going to be doing is we put here in our pole attachment agreement that we would be hiring Toth and Associates, or anybody, whoever we wanted to, but it's gonna be Toth and Associates, to be our eyes and our hands-on, to work with, Socket, to make sure that they follow what's in our agreement. And so, but, Toth and Associates has pretty much told us that Socket is, is a, they're reputable, yes, thank you. And so that, they don't see that we would have any issues or anything. But moving forward, we're gonna leave that in all of our, that has become part of our system. Because moving forward, we've learned our lesson, that not everybody is that way. And so, we just need somebody to help us to go out there and to help us to make sure that when they say they're going to do something and they're going to do it the right way, that they do it the right way. And so, we need somebody like Toth or somebody to come in and to help us to be the watchdog to help us with that. Because we just don't have the time and the means, and the cost of that will be passed on to, whoever we sign up with in here as well. And that is part of this template as well, that cost would be passed on to whoever we make the agreement with. So it's not going to be, it's going to be passed on. It will not be a cost to the city. So I want to make sure that you understand that. Okay? So that's in here as well. So that's really the only change that's in there. So.
Okay. You guys have any more questions?
And just to let you know, our attorney has reviewed this, and he has blessed it as well, so.
Okay. So I have a motion to approve this resolution. Josh, second? Any further discussion? All in favor?
This will go to the city council
Okay.
at their next week, at Tuesday.
Okay.
And
All in-
Kurt will be here for that, sorry.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. And number 2.
This one. So this is a resolution, 26.0018. This was you recommending to city council a rate increase for solid waste. Now, council, Amanda. Sarah, and Josh was not here when we did this last year, but
Yeah, a little bit, it was kind of weird, with their plan.
yeah, so this is, and let me pull this up, I have a power, not a PowerPoint, but I have the attachment that was to your presentation, but I wanted to pass something out. Bigger for me, because you have to remember, I only got one eye. Okay, so I'm gonna pass out to you, so you may have to bring it down for the audience, Matt. But you guys can see this on the screen a lot better. So this is the fund summary for solid waste. The reason I'm giving this to you is because when I originally brought the original, okay? Budget, when I originally brought to you the, solid waste rate increase last year, I brought to you 3 years. I wanted you to adopt 3 years, but you recommended that we only do 1 year at a time, okay? But if you will remember, in the municipal code, you are not supposed to end a fiscal year with a negative. If you will notice there, you're ending a fiscal year with a negative $42,000, okay? So, but if you take out that reserve, you're ending the fiscal year at 17,529. But the council has adopted a 112 reserve, which really makes it official. The council adopted that, okay? So, remember I kept telling you that the reason that we have to have these 3 years was because during the second year, we were gonna bump it up just a little bit. You know, every year, we're gonna bump it up just a little bit, but that third year was really what's going to get them out. You know, it's just like, it's like all rates. The problem is that the city went 30 years without raising any rates. And then all of a sudden, we're trying to make up in time. You just can't do that. If you raise the rates, you know, we had to make this shocker rate last year for residential and for the carts for business, okay? And then we slightly raised the dumpsters last year. It wasn't really big, you know, it wasn't really big, but this year, we raised the rates for the dumpsters because we didn't raise them really large last year. We were asking for a 30% increase on the dumpsters, as you can see. But the residential is only 53 cents a month. That's all we're asking for. So last year, we really put it on the residential and on the cart businesses. This year, we're putting it more on the dumpsters, you know. So then the third fiscal year, budget that you see, that does include this rate increase, okay? So as you can see, the rate increase is just barely getting them to where they really need to be. So I wanted you to see this fund summary because, I mean, their budget is very tight. And as you can also see, if you look at the second to the last expense where it says landfill tipping fees, we actually lowered the landfill tipping fees because we are going to really try to make a push this next year of having people recycle more. But we are also noticing that because of the carts, we're seeing less tonnage. You're getting these tonnage reports. We're seeing less tonnage going to the landfill, which means our bills are going down. So we're reflecting that. And as we can see these tonnages going down, then that fee will go down, which means hopefully next year we don't have to raise our fees higher. You see what I'm saying? So we're trying to save, but the problem is that we don't have a lot of historical data yet because now we've only had our carts now for 1 year. So without having to have really good data, you gotta have 5 years of data to make some forecast, to do forecasting, you've gotta have at least 3 to 5 years of good data. So in the future, we can do more. But next year, I've told the Max that we need to probably buy more of the recycling bins. We need to push recycling. We need to get the recycling out there. Which also means that probably next year, or the year after that, we're gonna be coming to you probably for a new recycling truck. Which means because the more we can recycle, the less we have to take to this landfill. So, and recycling doesn't cost us any money. I want to say that again, so the public will hear that.
It does. I mean, we got manpower.
You got manpower, yes. You got manpower, but what I'm saying is when you take it over there, it doesn't cost us anything when we take it over there. Because a lot of people think that we're paying Rolla for our recycling, and we're not. So I want to say that part. Thank you, Lon.
You got a plan to how to push that off? Because it seems like that might be hard to sell
Well, we'll see.
to get people to recycle.
Well, you'd be amazed. A lot of people call us for the blue cards.
Yeah, I mean, we do, guys. Honestly, no,
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
Be great.
Well, if you look at the report, revise that report, so Aaron scribbled all over mine. So the graph at the bottom really tells the story of how, basically the tonnage is starting to drop.
And the two supervisors have told me that they once, in 1 year, they have noticed that, that the carts are, we are taking less.
Yeah, we are. At least that's what the data shows. Like she said, probably gonna take a little bit longer than just 1 year to really look at everything, but so far, month after month, it just keeps getting lower. And if more people did recycle, maybe some people wouldn't need a second can or third can. Maybe that would offset some of the tipping fees.
So if we can push that, then,
Okay. You guys got any other questions? We need a motion, I assume, to pass resolution 260018. Okay, Justin? Second. All in favor? Aye. I don't vote, so, okay, pass. Do we have anything else?
next meeting.
Did you guys get your truck ordered?
Yes, well.
No?
somewhat.
Yes?
The loan, papers were supposed to come in today, but it was a little bit behind.
Okay.
They're supposed to be here tomorrow. The mayor will be signing them, and then we will, send it back to the bank, and then they will wire the money, and then hopefully hopefully the truck, will be here the following week.
Okay,
They said about 10 days or less.
okay,
So,
all right.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna deliver.
Anybody got anything else? Motion to adjourn. Don't need a second. All in favor? We're done.
I need a couple of.
Okay. Okay.
And then Justin has another one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go turn this off.